Hi, my name's Heidi. I am the education manager at Seattle Humane. I also teach the pet first aid and disaster response course. So while we're all here at home with our pets, I'd like to share some information about how we can keep them safe. So I hope this will be a 3 or more part series on pet first aid basics. Today I'm going to talk about preparing for an emergency, preventing an emergency, and recognizing an emergency. Most important thing to do is make sure that you have a number for your veterinarian, a number for an emergency clinic, and then the poison control line where anyone who is in your house and possibly caring for your pets can access it. I like to keep all these things on my refrigerator. The number for the ASPCA poison control line is posted here on the screen. You might have other options depending on where you live, or that might be something that your emergency veterinary clinic offers as well. Microchipping pets is important for getting them home should they get lost. Make sure that you have your pet's microchip number recorded somewhere where it's safe and easily accessible. Think about adding pet items to your first aid kit. So, a leash, harness, possibly a muzzle, and consider taking a pet first aid training so you're really prepared. Some things that you can do to prevent having a medical emergency with your pet are to make sure that they get regular vet visits and that you have a relationship with that vet and a baseline so you know if something is wrong. For dogs, knowing some basic commands, having behavior training is very important. Think about how important it would be if your dog encounters some chocolate that you may have dropped in the kitchen to be able to know, leave it. Think about all the bites and fights you could present if they have a really consistent sit and stay. And don't give any medication to your pet unless it has been recommended that you do so by a veterinarian and they have provided you with that medication. Make sure you follow all instructions just to avoid having a medication emergency with your pet. Some things that you can do to make sure that you recognize an emergency are to know what is normal for your pets, because it's those subtle changes that will often indicate that something is wrong. For example, inappropriate elimination. Imagine if your cat always uses the litter box, they're really consistent, and then one day stops being consistent and is having accidents. That can be an indication that something is wrong. Also, if you're noting change in appetite or the amount of fluids that your animal is taking. I know my cat will eat her food immediately as soon as I put it in her dish. Every now and then she'll take a few bites and then save the rest for later. But if I saw that she maybe took a bite or two and then didn't eat the rest of the day, I would have some reason to be concerned. Any conditions that are lasting or occurring multiple times in 24 hours are also things to keep an eye on. Cats have hairballs, they'll vomit every now and then. A dog might get an upset stomach and vomit or have diarrhea once. If you're seeing that multiple times in 24 hours, that is a sign that you need to call your veterinarian. Next week, I want to talk a little bit more about this and give you some more details, but abnormal vital signs. So, breathing at a different rhythm, a heartbeat that is too fast or too slow, or irregular capillary refill time, which I'll explain more about next week, can also be indications that your pet is experiencing a health emergency. Thanks so much for watching this first part, and I hope to see you next time.